making. See, every day we make decisions, whether it is right, wrong, or conflicting. So we end up making many decisions in personal life and in professional life. So decision making is very important, and it goes with the planning also. Yeah, when we take action, we have to make many decisions to make the plan work. So the decision making is not easy as we think in the conflicting or changing environment. It has to be done with the changing factors. Changing factors, as we discussed in the last uh, class, the changing factors may be anything regarding the society or the technology, economy, the politics, or the any legal compliances, or the natural environment. So with this changing environment, we may have unclear information. Information is a strategic resource. So getting the right information at the right time is more important. And then if we don't get right information, there may be the doubts, or there may be dilemma, or there may be conflict at this point to make a decision. So ever-changing factors, working in this ever-changing factors leads to conflicting point of view. And there may be 80-20 rule. Yeah, 80% of the work is done by the 20% of a people, or 80% of 80% may be right, or 20% may be wrong, or there may be 20% may be right, or 80% may be wrong. So the Pareto's laws says the 80% of the work done by the 20% of the people in the organization. Others may not contribute to the team, but they'll be the part of the team. And you will end up making mistakes because of non-involvement of people, or and all this can happen in a organization. So decision making, what is a decision? Decision is a choice made from the available alternatives. It's selecting one out of many is a decision. So making is a process. Decision making is a process of identifying the problem and opportunities, identifying the problem and opportunities and resolving them. What is a problem? The problem is well-defined problem is off-solved. Many times we will not know what the problem we are facing. Yeah, we may know the symptoms, but not the disease. So there may be many symptoms and we think that that is the disease which we are facing. It is the same with the identifying the problem. There may be many symptoms, but we don't know what exactly the problem which we are facing. And problem defined clearly is off-solved. So we should know what the problem we're really facing, and many decisions that manager deal with every day involve at least some degree of uncertainty and require non-programmed decision. So we'll come to this programmed and non-programmed decision. Programmed are, these are the opposites of each other. Programmed are very certain, like every day's class or every day's job. So non-programmed maybe it is not like you do every day, or you are not aware of it. And some uncertainty requires some actions and some decisions to be taken in the organization setup. So the decisions which you make in an organization may revolve around so many people, and there may be, it may affect so many people. So you have to be very careful when we make the decision. Say if you take a decision in the government of Karnataka, that will affect the entire population of the Karnataka. So you have to be very careful when you make such decisions in the when you have a large scale of people. In an organization, it may affect thousands of people, if 1,000 of people. Yeah, if Birla, say it has 2 lakh employees. say if it makes any decision, it will impact 2 lakh people. So when we take a decision, you have to be very careful. It is not so easy as we think because of the conflicting views of our employees in our organization. So information may be unclear, or you may have to deal with the conflicting point of view. So why it is, this thing is, I said in the beginning only in the first class that when you say two people are living together, there will be a conflict. So in an organization, it may have lakhs of people or thousands of people, or in a small organization, you may have hundreds of people. It will definitely have a conflicting view of point. So information may not have reached the lower level. Information may not have reached the decision makers. All this are the reasons for a decision making. It may be family decision, career decision, spiritual decision, or love life decisions, or the community decision, or a health decision. Anything, you have to be the perfection you cannot expect, but the perfect decisions are very few, and it is between the life makes the life messy. A great decision is always possible, but however, the great decision do not always have a nice ending, sweet ending. Some may have regrets. Some may have wrong decisions, which will affect the entire uh, society, family, community. All this decision. So in Indian families, the father takes the decision. Female-dominated societies nowadays, there are lifestyle changes, and both the people are working. There will be many decisions which will be taken by both the partners, which may affect the children or the family. All this as a possibility of ending up badly. So all the decisions may not end up fairly. So there may be many mistakes in the process, or the how you perceive that. All this may happen. So the qualities of a good decision maker, there may be intuition. Intuition. People say, I felt that. There may be a sixth sense which tell you that is right. It's a feeling that you say, without any logic, without any reason. They say love at first sight. That's an intuition. There is no logic in it. There is no reason in it. Still, you feel that you belong to the other person. That's an ability to feel. That's an intuition. It's also a type of decision. Many times we take decision based on intuition. Intuition may mislead sometime, or sometime it may be right, best decision. So the qualities, and being empathetic. Being empathetic means standing in the shoes of others, seeing the circumstances of others, and the situations of others, and making a decision. There are many people who have a underprivileged. The background is not better, or all there may be many problems. So the being empathetic, not putting all of them in the same and measure them. So there may be analytical skills and knowledge, the ability to use logic to examine and measure the problem. That is called logic. You think analytically. When you start thinking, there may be the reasons which you identify, the consequences you may identify. There may be what happens after the decision. When you think logically or analytically, then there may be different types of decision you may take up, not intuition. Intuition will not think. it is, yeah, spontaneous, and you just feel that without any reason and logic. So you just go ahead doing it because you felt, yeah, the other person is genuine or honest without any reason. So the good decision making, be honest, accept the responsibility. See, authority, when you are in a position, the responsibilities follows. Authority and responsibility go hand in hand. You cannot escape with the responsibility. You cannot say there is not in the rule. Yeah, no one told me. You cannot say that. Being a mother, yeah, you have a responsibility to take care of the child. Yeah, you may say, why not father? But it is not so. But you have your own responsibility. You have to deliver your responsibility. Being a citizen of India, you have rights. Yeah, the citizen rights and responsibility. So when you have the right, you have the responsibility also. It goes hand in hand. So you cannot escape from the responsibility. Yeah, you have to bear both the authority and the responsibility, or the rights and the responsibilities are essential to make the decisions. So use time wisely. Time. All of us are blessed with 24 hours. If you are rich, poor, yeah, first class, last class, yeah, fail, pass, anything, plus with 24 hours. How best you can use this time for an effective, yeah, work, effective life. So how do you manage this 24 hours? Many say I have no time. Many say, yeah, many things you postpone. The decisions we postpone. Taking no decision is also a decision. And we postpone. Many things we say we don't have time. And why do we postpone? We may not lack in the confidence. We think that we cannot do that. All this can be a possibility. So have confidence and have use the time. And why do we need to make the decision? To achieve organizational goals, or your personal goals, individual goals, or family goals. Yeah, all this, yeah, are your the organization where you are working, achieve those goals, to avoid mistakes. So how do we avoid mistakes? There may be success or failure. Yeah, avoiding mistakes. You cannot completely say, I will not make any mistakes. Mistakes will happen in the process, but you have to be very careful, yeah, to make mistakes and learn from the mistakes. And some mistakes you cannot recover. Yeah, sometimes say the road not following the rules. Yeah, it may end up in taking lives of somebody else. So such mistakes you cannot. Yeah, there are crimes. Yeah, they had no intention to make a crime, but there are crimes which have happened, and people regret. So no one makes the right decision every time, but by developing your decision making, you can increase your success rate. So no one, don't aim for perfection, but you cannot be right all the time. All the people are not right all the time. So making mistakes and learning from the mistakes are more essential in the decision making. So as we told, the program decision and non-program decision. Situation occurs often. Yeah, certain more information available. So that is called program decision. More information available, and you know what's happening and when will happen and who will do that, where will happen. Everything is certain. That is program. So if you don't know these things, where information is not clear, problem is not defined, yeah, largely unstructured, and they have an important consequences after taking decision. You have an, yeah, there is a, you don't know what will happen by this decision. Say if you take the uniform, yeah, uniform to all the government employees, or uniform if you take this hijab case, yeah, some decisions, yeah, those are all largely unstructured and had important consequences in the government, yeah, to the government or in the colleges or in the society. Such decisions, yeah, are called non-program decision. You don't take such decision very often. It has some important consequences. So certainty, risk, uncertainty, ambiguity. When you make a decision, you come across these four types of things. Yeah, certainty, uncertainty are the opposite of each other. Risk and ambiguity. So certainty, as I say, all the information is available for a decision maker and fully available. And decision makers have the complete information about the certainty. So there will be many such things happening in the decision or in the past or with the other organization, and you are aware of the things, and the consequences are not so important in this type of decision. So certainty is where full information is available. Risk, decision has clear cut goals. Yeah, there is a risk where information is not available. Yeah, there is good information available on certain things, but many future things, futuristic in nature, future outlook, you cannot predict things. So there will be a risk attached to that. You have taken a decision, but there may be a risk of uncertainty. There may be a change which may occur. So the risk of taking a decision. So uncertainty is opposite of certainty and exact opposite of it. So here the problem is unclear, information is unclear. Managers have to come up with creative approaches to generate alternatives. So if you have alternatives, you can choose one among the alternatives. Otherwise, you cannot choose. So there is an ambiguity. Ambiguity, it's a dilemma. Yeah, yes or no, or yeah, there is an ambiguity in such a way that you may end up not taking decision. So the goals achieved and the problem solved are unclear. The alternatives are difficult to define. Information about the outcomes are unavailable. All these are the things which you will face in the ambiguity. So you will be wondering what to do. Yeah, because the persons involved in the decision making have no idea about the problem, and they have unclear information. So conditions that may affect the possibility of a decision failure. So what are the conditions? So those four, if you take, when there is an uncertainty, the possibility of a failure of a decision is low because you have clear and the information is in such a way that everything is clear. So the possibility of failure is low. Opposite of it is ambiguity. Yeah, in uncertainty also and ambiguity also it is high. In some decision may be risky, but there is a chances of success is high. Yeah, but the risk will be there. The program decisions and non-program decisions. Program decisions are the having a certain information, certainty of information, and that is called program decision. And those who don't have, finally, it is to solve the problem. So problem defined clearly is solved. First thing is to define the problem. Organization problem. People are leaving the organization. People are coming late to the organization. There may be sexual harassment. There may be employee harassment. There may be, there is a compensation, dispute. Or there may be any dispute in an organization. So that's the problem. And the consequences may affect large people. So all this have a, the possibility of a failure as high. Yeah, when you have a decisions in such type of a situation. So types of decision. satisfying whatever the best available, best. Maybe I don't have money. I within the money, what I can do. That is, yeah. If I take best possible decision at that particular point of view with the available resources, what else I can do? Yeah, that is called which satisfies the uh, requirement. So next is intuition. Intuition is, yeah, we have gone through this earlier. The gut feeling, gut feeling, what I feel without any logic and reason. I feel this person is good. I feel this person is bad. Without any logic and reasoning, logic and reasoning, we have many opinion, prejudice. Yeah, we have biased opinion or anything. So intuition is the gut feeling which says which is good or bad, and the heuristics. Heuristics is rule of thumb. What our seniors are doing, we'll follow that without any logic. Yeah, they are doing it, so I'll continue doing it. I'll not question. They are doing it. They have done. They have made a mistake. They are corrupt, and I will also take money. Yeah, there is no wrong in taking money because our seniors are taking money for the they are they for the work done. Our though it is bad, we justify that they are doing. Our parents are doing. I will also do. See, you'll tell your children to not to watch mobile, but you are watching all the time. The kid will think it is good if I watch the mobile because parents are doing it. So they'll also start watching it. You will say not to watch, they'll continue watching it even if you are not there. They'll yeah. So they'll do it. So the heuristics is rule of thumb because your parents are doing, grandparents are doing, you will continue to do many rituals without questioning whether it is applicable now. It is same in the organization because seniors are doing, we continue to do that without questioning that. That is called heuristics. Say, I'll tell you a story. Yeah, the father, there was a family where mother was not there. Only father and the son was there. Mother expired, so father has to take up the cooking and the puja. Every job father used to do. So in the kitchen, he was cooking something and he has to do a puja also. So what he did, there was a cat. Every time when he goes to perform puja, the cat used to go to the kitchen and to drink the milk. And father was fed up managing both the kitchen and the puja. So what he did was, every time when he was doing performing puja in the puja room, he used to tie a cat in front of the door, and he used to do the puja, and then he used to release the cat. So the kid was watching this. Yeah, he thought if you have to do the puja, you have to have a cat. Yeah. The father expired. He did not tell why he is doing this to his son. Son was in an assumption that cat is required. And father died after some days, some years. And cat also died. And this boy is has to do everything. So to perform puja, he used to go to the neighbor's house and to get the cat and to tie the cat onto the door without knowing the reason why his dad was doing. So that is called the heuristics. You are doing this only because your seniors are doing this without any logic and So this continued without questioning. So even we now do many things because our parents are doing, grandparents are doing. We don't know why they were doing, whether it is applicable or no. We will not think that. That's an emotion attached to that, and we continue to do that in many cases. That is called heuristics or a rule of thumb. This is also a major decisions we take in with the heuristics, the rule of thumb. Taking no decision is also a decision. Sometimes we cannot take any decision. We'll just be quiet. Yeah. In some situation, we will not talk. We will not support anybody. So taking no decision is also a decision. That is our decision. Decision not to support somebody. Taking no decision is also a decision. Abhay, kindly mute. So taking no decision is also a decision. Delaying decision is also a decision. Delaying decision. The politicians, the agenda of election. There is a manifesto given to all that if we come to the power, we will do all this and they'll get the vote. They will be on power. So taking no decision after getting the power is also a decision. They may say, they give many reasons that, they have no money to support these schemes, no money to support our manifesto or agenda. We will do it in next year. Delaying. We will do after some days. So delaying decision is also a decision. They say Mysore, they'll make Mysore as Singapore. In the last 30 years back, they said, when SM Krishna was a chief minister, he's no more. This was the manifesto of the election, or the speeches given by the heads of governments. They may delay the decision because of non-availability of resources. And there may be many other objections from the opposition party. Or there may be changes in the agenda. All these are the reasons for delaying a decision. There may be emotional decisions also. Some make permanent decision based on temporary emotions. If you have seen many divorces, divorces is increasing in India. Why? Because they're not sure, but they make permanent decision to marry due to some temporary emotions they have at that particular time. And these temporary emotions may subject to change over the time. Or they may develop these emotions with somebody else. There may be any reasons. We have noticed very empty number of cases of divorce due to non-compatibility, no more having the emotion. All this, marriage is an emotional relationship. It is not the physical. So if you don't have the emotions, you cannot stay together. So the emotional decisions which we make and have some are very good. Some are there till for 50 years, 60 years, they're together. Emotional decision. They will not leave. They will not leave each other. Some will not be there for 50 days also. So it may be, there are the positive and negative emotions. So there are decisions which people regret, and there are decision people cherish. People, enjoy, rejoice. All this due to the emotions. Emotions, the love, the angry, or jealousy, or hatred, communal, yeah, uh, this thing, yeah. All this can riots which takes place. If you're seen communal riots, yeah, people won't think. The mob won't think. So they do what others are doing and they destroy everything. So the communal riots, all these are the emotional decisions people doing. Yeah, they put fire, they destroy the public assets, public, yeah, all this are the decisions due to the emotions involved. So we have to make this, out of this, the best one is the rational decision making. Rational, stay calm, think, reasonable, logical, think of the consequences, yeah, to avoid failures. And in the organization, not biased to the same religion, gender, or a community, or a location, and making decision based on equality, equity. All these are the rational decision making process where you have a reason and rules. Yeah, in a government setup, we are bound by rules, and then the, yeah, policies will make the decision based on logic and reasoning. So these are different types of decisions we make, and making nothing is also a decision. Doing nothing, taking no decision, being quiet, being mum, yeah, don't support is also a decision. Not to support anybody, they're quarreling and they're dying, and you are quite watching them. Nowadays, people take the videos, yeah, WhatsApp, they'll uh, make it viral. They'll not involve in the, yeah, problem only. They'll not involve in the themselves to solve that. Yeah, these are the kind of people which we see around us. The most successful decision makers don't act on impulse. Impulse, intuition. Yeah, impulse buying. The sensory organs. Yeah, maybe, yeah, tongue and the nose and the ears. Yeah, skin, what we see. Yeah, what we hear, what we feel, what we touch. Those are all the impulses. So don't act on the impulses or the intuition or even the experience alone. So there is a systematic decision making in an organization. When you are working with the people, you have to handle it smartly. You have to go by the rules. You have to make a rational decision making without being prejudiced, being biased. All these are the things when you make the decision in an organizational setup. Don't be, yeah, don't think that. Some are very prejudiced. The people who are coming from this area are like this. People are coming from this caste are like this. People have, yeah, based on the skin color, based on the religion, based on the gender, you may end up making wrong decision. Because of the impulse and the intuition. And maybe you have experienced that. Yeah, you may generalize that experience to someone else. That is also wrong. Yeah? Because all the situation, all the people, all the circumstances are not same. So you have to be very careful when you make the decision. So have a system, they work through step by step, and system is this. So the different steps in decision making are this. First thing is to recognize the problem. Recognize why you want to take this decision. So all students are bunking the classes. That is the problem. Why are they bunking? What are the problems they are facing? Whether they have a problem, or the teacher has a problem, or the infrastructure has a problem, or their parents have a problem, or the... So students were not coming to the classes. So the government of Karnataka thought of this, because of the poverty, they are not getting the food. Yeah, they cannot come to the class because There is no breadwinner and they have to go and work and they have to earn their money and then they have to come to the school. That's not possible in reality. So the midday meal scheme has come into the scheme. Yeah, they gave the food and they were traveling from long distances. They gave cycles. Yeah, all this are the problems. Why students are bunking the classes? Why they are not going to the primary schools, or not continuing in high school, or not going to the colleges? They may have many problems in the life or in the process of studying, or they're not yeah having a basic infrastructure. The food basic needs are not met. They may not have the proper cloth. Yeah, all this has to be addressed. So how do you address this is diagnosis. Diagnosis, say you have a stomach pain. We cannot say why this pain until unless we diagnose this. So they'll ask you to do MRI or X-ray or scanning or blood test, urine test. Doctor will write everything. That is called diagnosis. There are many diagnostic centers around. Until unless the report comes, doctor cannot tell you what the problem you are facing. So diagnostic is very important to know what's happening. Yeah. To the bare eyes, you cannot see that. So the diagnosis need analysis, cause and effect, cause and benefit analysis. All this has to be the example of the bunking of the class of children. Yeah, the problem need to be analyzed. Going back to the roots, going to their area, at the home, and to see what's happening. So if you do a survey of this kind of children, then you will come to the problem, diagnosis of this problem. So the attrition rate of employees, attrition rate. Yeah, people are leaving the organization and joining some other organization. What is the problem of attrition in our organization? Yeah, maybe the better pay, better benefits, better skills they may get. So some may go for money, some may go for recognition, some may go for status, some may go for maybe the distance or the boss's attitude, the people, the peer group, colleagues. All these are the influence which may affect the decision. So development of alternatives. How do you develop the alternative? So you have to answer who, what, when, why, how. Yeah, journalistic view. Why is this decision necessary? What is the objective? How can great decision can change? Who will affect? When will you made this? So this, So underlying causes. Same again, all W's and H need to be answered. Yeah. When did it occur? Where did it occur? How did it occur? Question it. So then you will have a fair idea what's happening here. So generate alternatives. Consider all the possible options, good, bad, whatever. You have to screen it finally. What can happen? Consequences. More alternatives you consider, the more likely you will not be overlooked the best solution. So list out all the possible things in a piece of paper, and then you have to select the option. Screening. Here you have 20 options now to take up. Yeah, students may be confused whether to take up this course or that course. They may have many options, many colleges, many locations. Nowadays, many colleges in a city. So how do they make a decision? They gather information and then finalize out of it. Yeah, you will not make a better decision if you have investigated thoroughly, but you will have to have a more peace of mind to carry out your decision. You have to think. When you have more information, it is confusing. So how do you go about it is, Here again you will make the error. You may go with the wrong, yeah, or you may drop the best. So these are the two errors when we screen the alternatives. These errors may, yeah, finally some errors you cannot come back. Some errors you may revise or make the corrections. So that is possible. So you have to be objective, already have an opinion on the matter. So welcome the alternatives, also the opposing views. Yeah. So all these are very important when you make a decision. In a group decision, say in your organization or in your colleges, in your department, in your university, you have so many people and there you have an opposing views. So welcome alternatives and opposing views. Yeah, take healthy criticisms. Take the criticism. It is not that everyone will appreciate you. If everyone are starting appreciating you, then there is something wrong with you. Yeah, because they may need some benefits from you. There may be many reasons, or there are no comments or anything. Yeah, you have to see the criticisms. Yeah, also as a healthy criticism are welcome for your improvement and betterment. So the consider the option pros and cons. Pros and cons. Write down the pros and cons for each. Yeah, see how they stack. Everything journaling is very important. Everything has to be write down, and because you forget, or some people may change. Decision makers may change. So documenting everything is very essential. That will records will remain. The people may go. That's the bureaucratic organization structures. Yeah, the documenting and getting the permission and getting the going through the hierarchy is very important because the people are changing in a government setup and it has to remain for the future reference. So the documenting is very essential. So determine both the many accreditation authorities. They just see the documents. They just want the document photos, proofs, evidence. All these are required. Even if you know so many things, if you understand so many things, you have real capability. Still, the documentation in your appraisals also, the APIs, the points. All these are essential in this uh, organization where so many people are working together to distinguish yourself with the others. There are many grading system, ranking system. All these are very essential to document. So consequences has to be seen before considering the options. What happens? What will happen? If they'll come to know, can you withstand with your decision? Can you defend your decision? Can you sustain with your decision? Yeah, if they object, can you handle this? All these are the consequences. Consequences, may have many people are fear of the consequences. They have ended up taking many decisions which are risky. Yeah, they don't want to take any risk. So in their tenure, they will not take any decision because it's a risk of losing the position, risk of losing the job, risk of losing the life, risk of losing the status, risk of losing the reputation. There may be any consequences. So consider your options wisely and then be true to yourself, do any alternative compromise. Yeah, whether this compromises our value system. Yeah, you have the value system, and does that match with your alternatives? If not, you just scratch out. Yeah, that's not required. See, I told you in this purpose of existence, the purpose of the organization. If it doesn't match with the purpose of the organization, not matching benefiting the students, not benefiting the society, not benefiting the institution, scratch it out. So scratch them out if they don't meet the value system. So finally, you make a decision. When you are convinced that you have found the best alternative, you stick to it. So you are the owner of this. You have to depend. You cannot pass it on to somebody else. So all these are the things which you need to remember. Yeah, when you take a decision. So finally, you have made a decision and you are the owner of it. You have to bond to the decision which you have taken. So commit to the decision. So there may be different types of decision making. Yeah, there may be democratic style of decision, autocratic style of decision making. You may ask somebody for a suggestion. Yeah, you may tell your views and opinions to everybody and take a decision. Democratic style of leaders, and the decisions are taken. We live in a largest democracy. Yeah, always democratic leadership styles encouraged. So in an organization or in a government setup, you have to inform to the key stakeholders. That is called democratic way of handling things. Autocratic, autocratic is your views and your opinions are imposed on somebody else without seeking the permission. So you feel that that is right. You say your family has to do that. Yeah, your children has to do that because you think that that is the right way. So that means, yeah, you're being very autocratic in your approach, and you are imposing that your friend has to do whatever you say. Your colleague has to do your subordinates has to do whatever you say. Yeah, that is more of autocratic kind of. You may come across directive style, analytical style, conceptual style, behavioral style of leadership. Directive style, people prefer simple, clear-cut solution to the problem. Direct. Yeah, make quick decisions. May consider only one or two alternatives. They have very few options, and they very direct, not gossiping or not bad mouthing somebody. You are very clear cut with your thing, and you say that this is what I am doing. This is what you have to do. So efficient and very rational, prefer rules and procedure. This kind of decision makers follow this style. Yeah, you find all four types of decision makers in your organization because no one is same. All of us differ. I give you an example. The twins of us coming from the same womb differ in their views and opinions, and some may become very good and some may become very bad. Yeah, opposite of each other. All this can be an option, which is when you are working in an organization, you should know. Yeah, you can recognize by knowing this. You can think. What style of decision making your boss is doing, or your colleagues are doing, or your subordinates are following. All this, or your friend is doing. All these are different styles. So the complex solution, and it will carefully consider alternatives, and it will be from the data, facts, figures, and search for the best possible based information available. Some styles may suit some people, some styles may not suit. So it is up to the individual who will adapt. And some problems also. Not all problem requires analytical style of thinking. Not all problems require, all solutions will be illogical. It is not required. So the conceptual, seeing broader view of this, seeing the entire organization as one, seeing entire mankind is same. That is conceptual. The broader view of, all are human being. That is the broader view. Yeah, we say that the Vishwamanava. Yeah, the Kuempu's Vishwamanava approach. These are all the broad, the conceptual view of the things. Yeah, consider the broader alternative. They know the conceptual view of thinking. So the behavioral style, it depends on the individual, one to one. Understand their feelings based on the emotions again, based on the behavior, based on the actions, making a decision, watching the individuals, and then deep concerns for an individual. Yeah, we will not say no to many things, thinking that other person will feel bad. Yeah, we will be quiet sometimes, thinking that other person will feel bad. That is behavioral style. Yeah, we have a deep concern for others and other individual. So this type of decision may work somewhere or some may not work. All these styles may work in some. So you have to see in which situation you have to make these styles of decision. Not all required analytical, not all required conceptual, not all required behavioral, not all required the directive style of decision making. So you have to be very careful by choosing this and to see others. Yeah, when there are, we are the number one in the population in the world. So we deal with so many people, and world is round. We meet the people again and again, and we come across the people every day. So how do you deal with them? By you should know this, the differences in their way of approaching a problem, differences in the way of giving a solution, differences in the way of thinking, differences in the way of appreciating others or the concern for others. All this have to make a decision with this. So the diagnostic questions, this we have gone through already, so I'll skip. So bad decision making. So there may be unrealistic expectations. Yeah, there may be a quick decision which may end up in a bad decision making, snap decisions. Yeah, take unnecessary action. Yeah, so disoriented or perplexed or unclear or confused, unsure, lost. Yeah, all are this are the bad. Yes, we have a good decision making. We do make many mistakes in our life, in this lifespan. We have made many mistakes in our decision. So some may be confused, or some may be unclear or disoriented, or some may, there are many things which we have come across. So there are different ways of making a decision. The creativity in decision making. Edward de Bono has come up with different ways of thinking. Thinking and decision making are related. So we think many a times we will be wondering what's happening, why I have this happening, all this. So the creativity, what is creativity, is a prerequisite for a innovation or invention. So you have to be very creative in a thinking to innovate something or to change something or to make a plan or to make a decision or changing the traditional to a new approach. Yeah, tradition is very strong and bonded by so many rituals, so many things. To come out of such traditional method to a something new requires creative thinking, and you have to be very creative in while making a decision. So there are many books available on these topics. Yeah, the out of the box thinking, lateral thinking, parallel thinking. See, there are many problems we'll do joining the dots. Yeah, we cannot join if you go out of the box only. You can join some lines. So that is called out of box thinking. solution. We will not think that we will be working only on the dots too. Yeah. If they say 9 dots has to be connected with the 3 lines only, 4 lines only, we will not think going out of that dots. So we will be wandering with the same problems without going out of that boundaries. We will be, yeah, thinking only with the constraints of the family, constraints of the institution, constraints of the students, without thinking innovatively. So the out of the box thinking, lateral thinking, parallel thinking, six thinking hats, these are the books written by Edward de Bono on creativity in decision making. Yeah, there are many hats which he proposed for different problems, process, feelings, creativity, benefits, caution. Yeah, all this. See, if you see the diagram here, that says the process, facts, feelings, creativity, benefits, cautions, always been addressed in his book called Six Thinking Hats. Yeah, there are parallel thinking. The same problem has a different solution if you think parallelly for a and there is a lateral thinking also, out of the box thinking also. So we will not think thus. These are all for individual decision making when you take a group decision. Yeah, group decision when 2 or more people are involved. 2 or more people are involved, we make a group decision. So we end up making a decision for more people. Yeah, for more people are involved. 2 or more people are involved, we will make group decision. In a democracy, we will make group decisions. So the brainstorming, there are 4 options listed here. The brainstorming session. What is brainstorming? Brainstorming. The brain need to be stopped. So in this technique, there are 10 to 12 people are involved as a, each of them has to write their opinion, suggestions on a whatever the silly the reason is. Each of them has to list down the solution for a problem. Yeah, how do you overcome this? Yeah, the safety of women in the city. You write the suggestions. There's a brainstorming session on the safety of women in the city. Write all the solution, what you can do. All 12 people will write their opinions. Everyone's opinions are listed. With the name, you list all the views, opinions, solutions. Then, whatever silly it may be, they may give, don't wear shorts, dresses. There are many comments which are coming. It is not the problem with the boys, it is the problem with the girls wearing the short dresses. There are many women who are covered fully and also arrested. So you write all your views, opinions on this in a group team. So all 12 reasons are taken. Now you go through this thoroughly. Remove the, based on the discussion, remove the things which are not relevant for this city and this problem at this point of time. Remove them. And whatever left, the thorough discussions will happen. After thorough discussion, they'll come to the consensus and select one. So that is called brainstorming. All of them has to go through the conflicting views, discussions, and then you come to the conclusion. So Delphi technique. Next is Delphi technique. Delphi panel of expert. If you have seen the TV, every time people will be sitting and discussing so many things. panel of experts, they get one from each party and they'll be fighting. That is called panel of experts who are working on that. So that is called Delphi technique.
Average. 88. Average is it. All 3 semesters. All 3. 88 only. What is the first semester?
First semester is 84.
Yes.
Second semester 89.
So the Delphi technique is the panel of experts in that area. Maybe you are an expert in finance, expert in the marketing, expert in the HR, expert in the societal concern, expert in the legal, expert in the rules, expert in all of them will be called. And then you will be, that's a group thinking tank, think tanks. So you will have a think tank which will be working on the problem. Each organization will have a tank. So there will be people who are the committee, and the problem is thrown at them. Say the sexual harassment in the organization. The problem is thrown to the committee. The committee will inquire all the people, victims, all this, and then they'll come to the solution for a problem. So there may be many problems every day, or there may be occasional problems, there may be unusual problems, or anything. So the panel of experts will sit together, who should know the law, who should know the service records, all this, they'll come together and work on the problem. So let's test devil's advocate. Say if you have heard Tenali Rama or Akbar Birbal. So these are the people, are the key people appointed by the kingdom. The king has appointed them as a devil's advocate. They are appointed by the king to see whether the decision taken by the king are realistic, or that will match the people opinion, and then will that be applicable? What are the consequences? All this will be analyzed and to criticize the decision made by the decision maker. Say, for example, the president of USA has a team of people who will advise him, criticize the decisions made by him. He has appointed them to see the other view of the decisions. There will be opposing team or a criticizing team within the decision maker to the current topper has come up with a show called as Devil's Advocate in a TV. So you criticize the decisions made by the decision maker with the consequences, with the examples, with the situations. You would quote the facts and tell them the decision maker may defend it, or he may take back. He may take back the decision by knowing the consequences. This may happen in the devil's advocate in this. Multiple advocacy. The multiple advocacy here, say you have a chest pain and you go to the Manipal hospital. They'll say urgent, the open heart surgery has to be done, that you have blockage. You are so shocked that you cannot believe. And you will consult Apollo hospital to check whether whatever this doctor is saying is right. Or you may go to one more hospital, multiple. Or you may go to Bangalore and go to the Fortis, or or Narayana, or any other hospitals to check the authenticity of the decisions. You take multiple advocacy here. So for everything, someone may take second opinion, or someone may ask the friend, someone may ask the parents, or someone may Google Google things and to check whether it is right or wrong. Multiple advocacy. So you don't trust with a single opinion, single decision, single way of thinking. So even you don't trust your own decision. So you will check again whether this is right, wrong. Some are so confused that they'll check, many people. And they are confused. Too many cooks will spoil the cooking. So you are so, confused. Finally, you end up making big mistakes. So each has advantages and disadvantages here. So you can list out on based on imagining the things. Each one has its own advantages and disadvantages. Devil's advocate. See, they are so broad-minded that whatever Birbal saying, Akbar was so broad-minded that you take it in a good spirit. Krishnadevaraya was so broad-minded that he'll take whatever Tenali Rama was saying, he was taking it. Yeah, even he has punished Tenali Rama in many cases. So each has if you read Panchatantras or the stories of this, you know the very morals of the story. So many times king has gone wrong. King, given he is in a higher position, he can punish his employee, his people. So it is very difficult to make such comments or criticism for a devil's advocate many a time. They cannot be like, everyone cannot be like Tenali Rama or Birbal. So they have their own limitations. And there may be human errors, stress. Yeah, they were prejudiced. The people whom you have appointed have, are wrong sometimes. So advisory committee itself is wrong. Obviously, the government will take a wrong decision. Because the people who are advising the CM, PM or president are prejudiced, are biased, or there may be any human error which may occur. All this are the advantages and disadvantages in all this. Yeah, if you see the TV and this discussion, no one will watch this because all are screaming, shouting, they're only saying their own fundamental, yeah, without any ethics. So you will stop watching it. You will not listen to them. So that may happen in panel of experts. All this are the negatives or the disadvantages in a group decision making. There may be social pressure, there may be minority domination, there may be log rolling or a goal displacement, or there may be all this can happen. And the great pool of knowledge is an advantage. Take opinion from all the people. Let the noble ideas come from everyone. Being democratic, yeah, consider being empathetic, considering others as an individual, taking the views of others. All these are very good qualities of a leader to make a decision. But all the decision will not work in this situation as a group decision making. Some has to take, individually. So the different perspectives are welcome, and there is a greater comprehension, increased acceptance. No one will reject because you have already discussed and they will not be surprised with your decision. It is not something, uh, without knowing you are taking. So training ground, so you can train them. All this are advantages and disadvantages of group decision making. So you have to be very careful when you make a group decision. The consequences will impact the large people in a big organization. So if you take government, the corona, the COVID time, there was a lockdown, the group decision. And it impacted lot many people. the movement or the lockdown. And this has a huge impact, good, bad, or better, worst, that you need to analyze. So all this has to be analyzed and to see, and then otherwise, such decisions will have huge strike. Huge, whatever you are, when you are at the higher position, when you are the head of a department, head of a state, head of the ministry, whatever you talk, you have to see the consequences and impact on the society, on the people, they have voted for you. You are there because of the people power. And whatever you say, you should be conscious when you are having a making such type of decision, not just for the convince somebody, not to be biased to somebody, because you have the power. So when you are in the power, the moves are observed and everything is under the, you are in the glass room. So, anyone can throw stone at you. So you have to be very careful when you are a public servant, when you are a government official, you are answerable to many. It is unlike, not like the private, and you give the resignation and walk. There are so many who are dependent on you, so many on you are answerable. There are stakeholders, you are responsible. So the decisions which you take in an organization or in the society or in the family has to be rational and to be bound by the certain ethics. Otherwise it will not be taken as the decision will not be successful. So be open to change or any circumstances. We have come to the end of it. And once you make a decision, begin to act, boat and rudder effect. So the better options may open up. So it is not until the boat is motion that rudder can come into the play. But when it does, without the rudder, you cannot move the boat. So it makes a greater maneuverability possible with the new decision approaches for a turbulent time. So the practice all W and H to be answered, know when to stop, when to leave. It's not that you bugging on the same problem which is already solved. Don't take it which is already solved. Some decision today, artificial intelligence used to take decisions. See, in developed countries, all the court decisions are made in an app. So if any case which comes similar, it will take the decisions of a similar case which has happened or finalized before. So the online judgments were sent, online trials are done today. All this use of IT in decision making. You use the quantitative techniques or the quantitative approach to the decision making. The pricing strategies. All this are IT enabled. See your Amazon, the more you browse, the price will go up because artificial intelligence. The discriminate the prices changes. All this are the new decision approach in using technology, using the machine learning, AI, IoT. All this have been used today in the product decisions, or the pricing decision, promotional decision, or the distribution decision. All this being used in our organization and in the e-governance also. Many online decisions, virtual decisions are being taken based on the IT, based on the technology. So they engage in rigor debate, the pros and cons, has to be debated. And then brainstorming, we have gone through that. Learning never ends. Continuous learning. The Kaizen is a technique which is adopted in continuous learning, Japanese technique. So now learning never ends. See, I have studied everything. I've gone and now I have got the placement. Now I have got the government job. Now I will stop reading. No, there are many better way. You have to learn continuously. Yeah, that is called the Kaizen technique. Even if you are in a good position, even if you are a head of something, even if you are a head of a nation, you continuous learning because the circumstances changes. It is not so like 10 years back. Now it is something new. Every day is new. Every year is a new thing. New things happen. New technology comes. New people. Yeah, the world may die. World may pass. World may become obsolete. All these are the things which may end up in a decision